cracking the cooperation code, cracking the compliance code. And by compliance, we are not saying that, oh, children becoming robots or just don't know what they are doing. We actually mean that, okay, you have a family, you have a vision, you have the way you want. The Bible says, train up your child the way you want, the way he should go. Now there's a way your child should go, and you want your child to go that way. So how do you get your child to cooperate to go that way? That is what we are talking today, because at the end of the day, parents have their role to play, children have their role to. It takes two to tango. In you and your child's relationship, you have your role to play, your children have their role to play. So you come out, how do you make your children play their role? That is all what you are looking at today. How do you minimize the headache, the yelling, all the drama that happens in parenting? Many times I hear parents, when it comes to money, preparing children for school in the morning, it's always a drama for many parents. The other day in the group, someone asked the question, how do you get children to prepare in the morning for school without drama? And parents were saying all sorts of manners, yell, beat, and all of that. No, I said, if you are still yelling, beating, and doing all of that to get your children to prepare in the morning for school, it means that you need to learn what you do to get your children to cooperate. What about having your children do their chores? You want the children to do their chores. It simply means that you probably need to have a system to put in place for you to be able to get all these things done. No, you don't have to yell. You don't have to smack all the time for children to cooperate. You don't have to force them. In fact, I will have a video in this channel, how to influence your children. You should actually go to that video and watch it. It will teach you a great deal. You don't have to force. There are things you put in place that force will not be an option. Force will not even come to play, because children, they'll realize their role and they'll play their role. So that is what we are learning today, how to get your children, how to get them to behave, how to get them to cooperate, how to get them to comply, how to get them to be on your page without necessarily forcing. Thank you for coming to join me tonight. My name is Enime Orebo. Yes, Visionary Parent members, this is one of the things we do. Every Friday we come live to teach, and after our teaching, we go back with our worksheet and our other materials to help us take action. Because, like I always say, like I've said 1,000,001 times, it's one thing to get knowledge, to know what to do. It's another thing to take action. And if you do not take action, I tell you, I guarantee that the knowledge is waste. Your coming here is a waste. Your data is a waste. It's better you are just bed sleeping, or use your data to go and buy shawarma. It's better if you don't take action. So it's not about coming here to listen to me or to watch me. It's actually to take action. So one of the first things I want you to do for me is to put in the comment section that you are going to take action. Whatever you learn, you are going to take action, because your result is in the action. Your result is not in listening, but is in the action. So whatever you learn, create a system around it and take action. I tell you, if you put these 7 things I'm going to share with you this night into use, you are going to raise children who are cooperative. So I'm going to share just 7 tips with you, and you are going to raise children who are cooperative. So let's go into it. By the way, this is brought to you by the Visionary Parent Academy. If you're an academy member, of course, you are going to get further information. We are going to talk more, take this conversation further in the group. If you're not in the academy, it's high time you join us. It's high time you join us and see what we do there and get a transformative parenting experience. In fact, if you're not there, you are sleeping on a moving bike, like they say. So before we go into class, I remember I told you the other time that if you are coming, whether you are a visionary parent or you are just someone who is fortunate to join us and watch our live, what you need is to come with a pen and a paper. Don't come to our YouTube channel without a pen and a paper, because I expect you to have a lot of information written down, and then you plan towards taking action. Because me, at the end of the day, most times I come back to watch this video because, like I said, some of them are divinely inspired. I come back to watch this video and I actually note my action points down. So let's go into how to get your children to cooperate without force. Now, I am going to be talking to every class of parents of toddlers, parents of preteens, and parents of teenagers. Now, this class is going to benefit you more if you're a parent of young children, teenagers, preteens, and all of that. However, if you're a parent of toddler, this class is also going to benefit you. Or if you are just an aspiring parent, let me use that word, because it's the best time for you to put structure in place. This is already a prepared structure, but as a parent, someone who is praying to be a parent, or someone who is a parent of a toddler, this class will empower you to on how to put your structure in place. So let's go into what you need to empower your child, what you need to do to get your child to be with you on the same page. Now, the first thing I want you to do as a parent of preteen or a teenager, the very first thing I want you to do is to make a list. I hope you have your pen with you and your paper with you. Make a list of all the areas you and your children disagree about. I'm teaching you practical. Everything we do in this group, in this channel is practical. Everything we do in the academy is practical, because we expect you to take action and we expect you to get results. So we are not just giving you some theoretical work or anything. No, it's practical. So the first thing I want you to do is to sit down and make a list of all the areas you and your children disagree, all the areas they don't cooperate, all the areas you struggle with them. Make a list of all those areas. Make a list. Is it in the morning in school time you are struggling, tell them to get things done? Is it chore time? Which area don't you agree? Is it TV time? Which area do you fight? Do you have struggles? They don't cooperate. They don't follow what you've told them. Which areas? Have it all listed out. Then the next thing you want to do, like I said, it takes two to tango. Sit back and ask yourself, okay, these areas they don't cooperate. What is the reason? Why they do not cooperate in these areas? So one of the very first things you want to do is, for visionary parents, you already have the material. 16 ways to discipline your child without flogging. Go to your 16 ways to discipline your child without struggling. Understand, you know all the areas you and your children, they don't cooperate, you disagree, you know the areas, list them down. That's the first thing you want to do. So the second thing you want to do, it takes two to tango. Identify your role and your child's role. What is your role in your children not being able to listen, not being able to cooperate with you? What is your role? How are you enabling this behavior you do not like? Let me give you a practical example. You may have a particular behavior you do not like. You are trying to correct your child. You feel, oh, my child is not cooperating. I've corrected my child several times. They are still not behaving. Then you realize that you may have someone in that environment that models that behavior. So which means if you live in an environment and you have a behavior you are modeling, you are actually enabling that behavior. So what do you want to do? Then it simply means that you want to minimize your child's interaction with that environment. So that is it. You find out what is your role. What is your child's role in it? Identify your role, identify your child's role. After identifying your child's role, you will now begin to ask yourself, does my child have, my role? Have I tried to empower my child? Have I empowered my child the way I should empower my child? Then, does my child have the skills to actually cooperate in these areas? That is the next thing you want to do. You want to identify the areas you and your child are always at loggerheads. Your child doesn't cooperate with you. You want to find out what is your role. What is the root cause? That is what I'm looking for. What is the root cause of this lack of cooperation? For example, I have my child. I want my child to do chores. Maybe I say, okay, when you come back from school, do the dishes, do this, do your uniform, prepare dinner. And I get back, dinner is not prepared. Don't fight. I get back, fighting is taking place. Okay, do this. I get back, they are not doing it. Or your child openly tells you, no, I'm not doing it. So you want to ask, what is the root cause of this thing? Why does my child Why is he finding it difficult to cooperate? Why is he struggling? What role am I playing in this lack of cooperation or in this misbehavior? What skills does my child need to actually behave properly? You want to sit back and reflect. Now, again, like I said, 16 ways to discipline a child without flogging will help you greatly. So if you're a Visionary Parents Academy member, you already have the ebook, you already have the video course. If you are not a member, I made a post about the ebook yesterday. If you follow me on Facebook, please look for the post. If you are my WhatsApp broadcast list, look for the post. If you are in the Visionary Parent Tribe, the free group, look for the post and see how you can get that material. 16 effective ways to discipline a child without flogging. It will help you understand the root causes of your children's lack of cooperation, their behaviors, the things why they don't cooperate with you, why they misbehave, why they don't comply. It will help you get to the root cause. So you need to understand that. I've always said several times that if you are not feeling well, for example, you go for treatment in the hospital, one of the very first things the doctor asks you to do is to go and run a test. Go to the lab and run a test so that they will know if you have malaria, if you have typhoid, or if it's something else, if it's a symptom of a deeper issue. So the same thing that happens, you want to actually understand the root cause, because if you don't understand why your child doesn't cooperate with you, if you don't understand, then you actually have a problem. Let me give you a practical example. I saw a video on Facebook this morning. A man was on his bike, then he saw a car moving. So he actually thought, oh, this car is moving, maybe failed brake or something. So he quickly, out of his generosity, the magnanimity of his heart, he left his bike, he went to look for a stone and he put it in front of the car to stop the car from rolling down. And guess what? After putting the stone to prevent the car from rolling down further, he jumped on his bike to move away. He now realized that people were actually pushing that car. About 3-4 people were pushing that car. Now guess what is happening? Those 3-4 people are going to keep pushing that car, and the car will not move further. And they will keep pushing, the car will not move further. As if they don't go to the front to check what is holding the car, they will keep pushing and the car will not move further. That is exactly the same thing that happens. Now, if you don't get to the root cause, if you don't understand why your child is not cooperating with you, you will not know exactly how to fix it. Now, this is why you need to understand why your child is not cooperating with you. Like I said, 16 ways to discipline the child without flogging will help you a great deal to understand the root causes of some of your children's misbehavior. So now when you understand that, you want to identify your roles, the roles you play in it. If you are the one that is encouraging the lack of cooperation, or is your child that is responsible for the lack of cooperation, you want to identify that. Now, the next thing you want to do, remember I said I'm giving you seven strategies. Now, the next thing you want to do after identifying it is we are reading a book currently in the Visionary Parents Academy. It is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So he says something that arouse an eager want in the other person. You want something, you want to influence a person, right? You want to win a person over. One of the things you need to do is to arouse an eager want in that person. So as a parent, I tell you something, you want your child to cooperate. One of the things you want to do, you want to give them a strong why, a strong reason to cooperate. What is that thing you struggle about? What is that thing? You want to arouse in them. You want to make them interested in cooperating. That way you want to tell them, how cooperating benefits them. How it benefits them. Not you. Not I want you to do this. Not this is what you should be doing. This is it because this is how it benefits you. That is it. Now, this is one of the reasons why I say to parents that we need to partner with our children's school. It's a big deal. You need to partner with your children's school. For example, if you're a parent who struggles in the morning with your children preparing for school, you always see yourself talking, yelling, and all of that. One of the whys your children want to buckle up is because the school has a strong discipline system. If you get late to school, the school has a discipline system for you. So because the child doesn't want to get disciplined, no, it is not an internal motivation thing really. That is an external motivation, but it will help you. Partnering with the school will help you. Another thing is, for example, the school has a system that rewards punctuality. You are not the one that will tell your child to go to school early. You are not the one that will tell your child, get ready, prepare early, let's go, so that will not be late. You are not the one. Because the school has a system of reward and consequences for behaviors. Your child will naturally want to comply. So I'm still talking about help your child find a strong why. What is your why? Why do you want your child to cooperate? Let me give you another example. For example, you want your child to be able to, you want your child to, before you go to bed in the night, do the dishes, clean the house, make sure after you cook, like me, for example, I always want a situation where before my kids go to bed in the night, they've done their dishes, they've tidied the kitchen, they clean the floor, clean the cabinet up, everything is where everything is supposed to be. So that is the thing. So now the strong why I give them is, if you do not get this thing tidied, cockroaches, mosquitoes and rats will come into the house. We don't like it. We don't like rats in the house. We don't like, when we used to eat noodles a great deal, they saw one time back then in Lagos, the rat entered our house, and by the time we open our carton of noodles, they've eaten a number of them. They did not eat one, they don't eat two, they just ate randomly. And because we didn't know the type of rats the rats were, we had to discard those noodles. So imagine that time. So they know the dangers rats, cockroaches, and ants can cause. So their strong why will be, okay, we do not want rats and cockroaches to come in, Now, because noodles were bought once a month, when that noodles run out, when it runs out, we're not replacing it until the end of the month. And because they enjoy eating noodles, they will not want the rat to come and bite the noodles, so that they will not run out of noodles on time. That is it. So that is a strong why. So you have to look for a strong why for your child to want to cooperate with you. What is that thing you want your child to do? Where is that area you want your child to begin to cooperate? What is in it for your child? Like, what's in it for me? What do I gain from it? So you want to begin to let your child know what they will gain from it. Now, this is why I tell parents that every parent, you must have a vision. You must have a vision. When you have a vision, you have values. Your values are broken down into everyday practicable steps. So with the values, your children already understand the big picture. They know the vision. What is in it for them is the vision, is the big picture. For example, you want your children to fall in love with reading, to be able to read. And they already know that vision, that reading is tied to a vision. That vision is their strong why. That vision is the reason. For example, let's say you want your children to mop. Let's say, for example, say, okay, we have cleanliness competition going on in our neighborhood. Inspectors are coming to inspect each houses, and if you win, there's a prize for you. I'm using that as an example. That is a strong why for your children. Oh, there's a prize for us when we win, and they get to it. The prize is now the big picture. Is what they are looking at. So they quickly run to clean their house all the time. They want their house to be clean because they will win. The prize is their vision. So you help your child understand the big picture and how everyday values everyday values lead to the big picture, and how everyday behaviors is actually a show of the values. Because I always say to parents that, or people that get to listen, that values are mere ideas until you are acted upon. Until they are acted upon. Values are mere ideas until they are acted upon. You can't tell me you are a patient person and you are not patient in your actions. It shows that you are not a patient person. So what you want to do is you want to create that vision, craft your parenting vision. And that's one of the very first things we do in the Visionary Parent Academy. The very first thing we do is to craft our parenting vision. And then we have something we call our vision wall or our inspiration board, where our children can literally see where we are going to. They know the steps, the things, and everything that will actually lead us to that vision. We all know that. So it becomes like a lot easier when you are talking to them. For example, you have told them, okay, this is your vision. This is our vision to world impact makers. We have vision. We have our vision board. We have role models for our vision. They see it. They see these things are practical. We break it down into everyday practical steps. So it's easy for you to say, okay, this particular thing you are doing, this particular thing I actually want you to stop doing or to start doing. This area I want you to cooperate. It leads to this vision. At the end of the day, that vision is the big picture. It's like you're telling your child, okay, I want to become a doctor. You tell your child, okay, study medical books, studying science books will help you become a doctor. It will be easy for your child to cooperate when your child actually has been able to understand that these things actually lead, when your child actually has been a doctor in mind. So again, let your child have a strong why. Let them have a strong why. One of the ways you can let them have a strong why is to create a vision, to craft a parenting vision. We do that in the Visionary Parent Academy, and we also have a class on it here, one of our live classes at the beginning of this year. So you should go to one of I think our first class this year is on vision. Go there and watch the video and learn. And also join us in the Visionary Parent Academy, because we have worksheets, we have ebook, and we have a lot of materials for you to create your vision. And as if you're in the Visionary Parent Academy, you still have not created your vision, I don't know what you are waiting for, because you have a lot of resources, you have a support group. So I don't know what you are waiting for. Like I told you, if you're not taking action, you are wasting your time. That is a simple truth. It's a simple truth. If you're not taking action, tomorrow you will come and say the devil came to steal, to kill, and to destroy, whereas you were the one that opened the door wide for the devil to actually enter, to come and steal and destroy. So take action. If you don't take action, you are not doing anything. You are just wasting your time. That is a simple truth. Okay, I said arouse in your child a strong why. Let them understand why cooperation, why they need to cooperate. Let them understand why what you are telling them is actually what they need to do, because it benefits them. What is in need for them? It's not just about what you want them to do, but actually what is in need for them, what they need to do. That's a strong one. And that's the third one. The first thing I said, make a list of all the areas you and your child don't agree. The second thing I said find the root cause of this, the root cause, the reasons why you do not agree. Are you the one fostering it? Are you the one promoting it? Why you don't agree? Is it your fault? Is it your child's fault? What is the root cause? And I said, as a visionary parent, you have an ebook to actually help you look at that. Maybe we should look at areas where we parents often clash with their children. We'll look at the area. Yes, in the material we had, in this material, we have parenting on the same page. Yes, you have some area, you already have areas where you and your child may not be agreeing. We have areas, bedtime, screen time, chore time, discipline, and all of that. So we're also going to create a material again. Areas where parents and their children always clash. We can create the area so that we can actually get deeper. So those are the three things I've mentioned. I said I'm going to share 4 strategies. Now the fourth one is, having known these things yourself, having identified this area. Remember, it is you and your child that are in the relationship. It is both of you that want to cooperate. Only you cannot be cooperating. Only your child cannot be cooperating. So the next thing you want to do is you want to have a meeting with your children. You want to have a meeting with them. The essence of the meeting is for you to come together and problem solve. For you to tell them that, okay, as a family, we clash a lot. Going to school in the morning is a lot of drama. Doing chores is a lot of drama. Don't watch television too much is a lot of drama. We have a lot of drama ongoing in this house, and it is making our family chaotic. That is not what we want. We actually want a vision. We have a vision, peacefulness. We have a lot of things we want to achieve as a family. So for us to achieve these things, we do not want to minimize the chaos, the lack of cooperation, the drama. We actually want to minimize them. So we want to call that meeting with your children. In the meeting, they will tell you why they are struggling to cooperate. You'll be surprised at a lot of things your children will say. Call meeting, and if you are struggling, if you don't know how to go about it, as a visionary parent, you have a meeting template which you have in the Telegram group. We have a Telegram group. Our Telegram group is a non-discussion group. We only have our resources there, like our bank. So as long as you remain, even after this year, you are no longer in the Visionary Parents Academy, you still have access, lifetime access to all the materials you use this year. So that's what happens in the Telegram group. So even if you join us today, you can still have access to the things we did at the beginning of the year. It is where we are not our fee. Some people will say, 2 months is already gone out of the 12 months. Can I pay 2 months less? No, because even if you join us today or join us on December 25th, you still have access to all the materials we have used from the beginning of the year till now. So go to the Telegram group and you get my parenting meeting template. That parenting meeting template will guide you on how to hold a meeting with your family step by step. You know what we do is step by step. Is everything we do in the Visionary Parents Academy is almost like a plug and play. Hold your hand, literally holding your hand. So the parenting meeting template will help you on how to structure your meeting with your family. So you meet them, you talk to them about the goal of the meeting is for you to come in to reach I'm trying to use harmony. I don't know if it's an harmony or a harmony. It's for you to come together and agree on how to run things, to problem solve, so that you can minimize your drama, you can minimize the chaos that happens in the family. So it is for you to come and problem solve. Your children will tell you, okay, this is why we don't cooperate. Let me give you a practical example. I remember years ago when we were still in Lagos, then my older son, I will always tell him, okay, open the gate, open the gate, open the gate. You know, every time he'll just be, I'm like, open the gate, you are. One day I asked him, why? As in, I think it was one of our meetings that he said, and he's the only one that's been opening the gate all the time. I never tell the younger sister to open the gate. I never even thought of it. You know, that was one of the reasons that was the first time I was inspired to create my family constitution, because I was wondering, I actually asked myself, why have I been telling only this boy to open the gate? Why does the sister not open the gate, you know? And I also remember my daughter one day, she said to me, Mommy, then my last child was still very young. And she said, why is it that it's only she and the older brother that do all the chores? My baby doesn't do the chore. My baby doesn't do certain things. So she started itemizing the things my baby does. That was the last straw. I decided that, okay, we are going to create a family constitution, and we had to look at, okay, these things you say you do, you are complaining about, when did you start doing the thing? She told me, I started doing dishes this year, started doing my clothes this year, started folding clothes this year. I said, okay, so what does that mean? So we are going to write a constitution, we are going to have an age where you can do certain things. So we have age appropriate chores. So I had to identify chores and the age that goes with them. So if you are 6 years, you can start doing dishes. If you are 7 years, you continue doing dishes. You can't open the gate until you are a certain age. You can't sweep the floor until you are a certain age. Because we had a family meeting, we were able to come up with all of that. That is it. So because we all came up with all of that, it becomes easy for everybody to cooperate, everybody to be on the same page, because you are involving them in decision making. It is one thing many parents don't do. You involve them in decision making. In the Visionary Parents Academy, I shared something I did at the beginning of this month with my children. I said, everybody has something they want to buy. Oh, I want to buy this. Oh, I want to buy that. You know, sometimes my daughter will say, oh, mommy, let's go and let's get snacks, or let's bake cake. Let's do this. So I had to sit down and tell them, oh, my son, I want this new shoe. I want this wristwatch. I had to sit down and tell them that, okay, this is our budget for the month. For the month of February, we have this so amount of money. And this is where our money goes into. Our money goes into buying petrol for the car. Our money going to, we pay NEPA bill, we pay the trash collector, the debt collectors, we pay them, we buy fuel for generator when there is no light, we buy water to drink. Our money goes into a whole lot of areas. That's where our money goes into, a whole lot of areas. So I have to sit down and tell them all of that. I said, okay, if our money goes into these areas, it simply means that These are our priorities. So we remove all this money, food, all of them. We remove all this money and so they will have this left. And this one we left, this one we have left. We cannot even spend it. This one is for entertainment, for fun. We cannot even spend it because we have money for things. We buy detergent, we buy bathing soap, we buy cream, we buy things that are supposed to last us for a period of 1 month. We buy drinking water. If we waste these things at the end of the month, if during in the course of the week we in the course of the month we use these things like let me use the word anyhow, we use these things anyhow, we are not prudent, we are not able to manage our resources, it simply means we are going to go into the money we have left. That's our fun money, our entertainment money. We are going to go into that. So if you're able to manage what we have our entertainment money. By the time we have our entertainment money left, so the following month we will have money to spend on anything. Then you can say, oh mommy, I want a wristwatch. There's money left for you to buy wristwatch. Oh mommy, I want to bake cake. There's money left for you to buy cake. You know, we had this meeting, we agreed on it, and after then, the all the drama of I want this, it's no longer like that. The only thing they ask me now is, mommy, how is the month going? Are we spending more than we're supposed to spend? You know, that's how the conversation has been. Because I'm teaching them to plan, to money sense, to plan their money. You know, so you carry them along, your decision making, put them in part of the decision, bring them, let them have conversations. I'll give you another example I've shared here. If you followed me long enough, you must have heard this in one of my videos. I remember back then in Lagos, something actually happened. You know, I don't remember. I had an encounter with someone that inspired it. So when I got home that day, I told my children, okay, we didn't have all the money. We had some money. However, we had a lot of things to buy. And the money was going to be, the things we had to buy were more than the money. So we needed to buy fuel for the generator. We needed to fill the gas. So we had money that would just be for one of them. So what are we going to do? And their first impulse was, hey, mommy, let's just buy fuel for generator and watch movies. I said, okay, that's fine. If we buy fuel for generator and watch movies, what will happen? Let's say we buy fuel of 10,000 naira. I think it was back then in generator. It will last us at most 2 days, 3 days. That means those periods we will not have food in the house. We will not have gas to cook. But if we buy gas, we can use gas to cook. That gas will last us for more than 1 month. It will last us for 6 weeks. Or even more, you know. That means we'll have food to eat. So when you buy fuel for generator, you are watching movies. When you are hungry, what are you going to do? You don't have alternative because every food you must cook. You cannot be eating cornflakes morning, afternoon, and evening. You cannot be drinking garri morning, afternoon, and evening for the next 1 month. And even the fuel you are going to buy will not last you for 1 month. It's just like 3 days. But if you buy gas, we'll have food to eat for over 1 month. And then, since there is no light to watch TV, you can play. So they thought about it and said, oh yes, if there's no light to watch TV, it's fine. We can do a lot of other things. We can do art and craft. We can go and play outside. We can read books. We can build tents, forts and all of that. That is decision making. So it was easy for us to sit down and talk about it. And then when you have this decision, when you bring them and carry them along in it, it becomes easy for them to cooperate. I was reading a book recently, Drive, by Pink something. I think Dr. Pink something, Drive. He said the 3 major strategies of building drive or motivation in anyone are purpose, autonomy, and mastery. Purpose, autonomy, and mastery. They are the 3 strategies, or rather 3 tools he discussed in the entire book of over 200 pages. Purpose, autonomy, and mastery. And what did I give my children that day? Autonomy. When you bring your children into your decision making, you talk to them, it's like you are giving them autonomy. You are giving them autonomy, like independence. They feel, oh, they actually are part of the decision making. So it will not be easy for them not to cooperate because they made the decision. You all gathered together and made the decision with you. I also shared a story recently where a parent last year, her son was not feeling well. And they went to the hospital and the doctor was going to give the boy injection. The boy doesn't like injection. And the boy was saying no. And the mom told the boy, okay, you have 2 options. injection or drugs. And the boy doesn't like drugs and doesn't like injections. And the mom told him, you have to take one. Eventually, the boy said, okay, he will take injection. Even the doctor was saying, are you sure this is a wise thing? How can you allow this boy, I think 4 years or so, to take decision? She said, okay, she will give it a shot. Guess what? Because the boy was the one that actually chose drugs, because she had to ask the doctor, which is more effective. The doctor said both of them are equally effective. The only reason why he was going to give the boy drugs, the injection, was because he fears the boy may not take drugs. So injection would be better. So guess what? All through the, I think 4 or 5 days, the boy took that drug. There was no drama. The boy took the drugs willingly, asked the mom, time for drug, take the drugs willingly. Why? Because the boy, I'm not saying you should try it, because I'm not saying you should go and try it. If you have children who, when it's bitter, they can't resist it, they are going to throw up. Even if they willingly take the drug, they will throw up. So I'm just saying that the boy took the drugs willingly, because it was his decision, like autonomy, independence. It is me. I've made that is one thing. One of the things we do as parents, we don't give our children independence. We don't give them choices. We're always forcing. It is why it is not easy for them to cooperate, because we are always forcing. Every single time we are forcing, force them to eat, force them to wear clothes, force them to greet someone, force them to sit down, force them to watch TV, for them to read books. We are always forcing. It's one of the reasons children do not cooperate. So if you want your child to cooperate, one of the things you want to do is to at least grant them independence. Let them be independent, and your child is likely more going to cooperate. So I've shared how many strategies now. I said make a list of the areas you don't agree. I said find the root causes of why you don't agree in those areas. I said arouse interest in your child. Let your child know what is in it for them. Now I said have a family meeting, and for almost every step I have listed, we have resources that can help you take further. We have resources. Almost every step I have listed, we have resources. That's the fourth one. The fifth one is create a structure. Create a structure? Now you and your children, you have agreed. You have problem solved, right? You have come up with a solution. What you want to do is to create a structure. Structure is consistency. Structure is repetition. People learn by repetition. Structure is consistency. Structure is repetition. That is what we let your child. Allow your child learn, internalize, and habitate the habit you want them to learn. When you have a structure, structure simply means that this is the way we get things done. I was telling the Visionary Parents Academy this evening that what happened was, today is meeting in this part of where I stay. So we had visitors, my children's friends, they came over, our family friends, they came over, and I realized they were already playing. So I told them, hey, everybody, come over, it's time to read. You are going to read for at least 1 hour. So, and I always have these short books where they can read for 30 minutes, 1 hour. The goal, because I always teach them that you cannot just wake up and play all through. Plan your day, put productivity inside your day. So for these children, the age they are, one of the things that help them be productive is books. One of the things that keep them productive is reading, craft, and all of that. Yes, play is good, but I wanted them to read, and that's my structure for my family. Every day my children know that they have to read at least 1 hour every day. They read bedtime on their own, that's fine, but in the mornings they have to read. We have something we call capacity building. They read their storybooks for fun, but for capacity building, they have to read at least every day. So I told the children they have to read, and the children, they actually read. They actually read for 1 hour, more than 1 hour, 30 minutes, more than even 2 hours, because after the whole thing, the reading was in a particular way. After the whole thing, they still went back to the book to continue reading. That is structure. Even though my kids were not the only one in the house, we had visitors. That is structure, sacrosanct. The visitors it still happened. I'm not going to say, because we have visitors, there's an exception. No. I also remember about a month ago when we also had visitors. They wanted to watch a particular channel, which my children are not allowed to watch, because I'm not quite comfortable with the channel. So one of the teenagers wanted to watch the channel, and my son said, no, mommy, we don't watch this channel in the house. The boy insisted, and they came to tell me, no, that is structure. That is structure. There's a particular way you do things. And now, before you have a structure is not just some random things you pick from the air. No. Structure is you have a vision. Structure is tied to your vision. Your structure is tied to your vision. That was why I said in the other one is in giving your child a strong why you must have a vision. So your structure is tied to your vision. Your structure reflects your values. Your structure reflects your values, and it takes you to your vision. For the visionary parent again, we have materials on structure for you. We have a video on structure for you in this channel. Even if you're not a visionary parent, you can go and look for the video on structure, on how to create structure for your family. I have a video on structure already. Then we have an ebook for structure guide that will help you, that will guide you to create every single structure you need in your family. We also have a template. After reading the ebook, you just sit down and use the template, print it, and just create your structure for yourself. So we have structure. And we also have my family constitution, which is like a working tool. We have my family constitution, which is a working tool for you and your children. It contains the entire structure broken down into everyday actions, reward, consequences, boundaries. Every single thing you need is in that roles and responsibilities. Every single thing you need is in that my family constitution. If you are not a member of the Visionary Parent Academy, every single ebook I've mentioned today is available for you. You just reach us. You can leave in the comment section how do you get these ebooks, and we'll gladly respond to you. The 16 ways to discipline a child without flogging, we have that. How to create your family vision and all of that, we have that. That book, the family meeting guide, we have that. And yes, this book on structure, we have it. We have all these materials available that you can take advantage of. Okay, so you have to meet your children. You have to create a structure. I've given you a bit about how to create a structure, and also today we have a resource in the academy. Now, when you make your structure, one of the things you need to consider is make your structure flexible. When your structure is sacrosanct, doesn't mean that it shouldn't be flexible. Your structure should be flexible enough to be able. Let me give you what I mean by flexibility. For example, you have something like do dishes. Your child is doing dishes, so your child should be able to say, okay, I'll do it in the morning, or I'll do it in the afternoon. I'll do it immediately after eating. I'll do it 30 minutes later. They should be able to have that flexibility. So it doesn't have to be, oh, you are going to do it now. That is where the force comes in. Except you have an emergency, you have a life-threatening reason why they have to do it now. You should actually consider giving some flexibility. Flexibility makes it easy for them to actually cooperate with you. Another thing you want to do when you are creating your structure is make it easy. I always tell parents, make it easy for your children to cooperate. Make it easy for your children to obey you. Many parents know. We have a video here on how to influence your child. You are going to go and check that video. You will learn a lot on how to make it easy for your children to obey you. Make it easy for your children to obey you. Make it easy for your children to cooperate. I say to parents many times when parents talk about, oh, children are stubborn and all of that, when I try to ask them to think the roles they are playing in it, they will tell me, you don't understand, you are stubborn. I said, no, you need to sit down and think of your role in this. I was giving an example one day. I was talking about how my son was doing something. My son was, I don't remember, I think he was in the kitchen, tidying the kitchen. Then I called him, and then he answered me from the kitchen that, oh, mommy, please, can you please tell my sister to do it because I'm doing something else in the kitchen. And some parents felt, why would your son ask? I don't get it. Your son is being disobedient and all of that. I'm saying, now, these are the things we do that make it not easy for our children to obey us. Your child is actually doing one particular thing. You called your child. Your child should be able to tell you no. They should be able to tell you, oh, mommy, give me 5 minutes. They should be able to give you suggestions. If they cannot tell you no, they cannot give you suggestions, they cannot tell you to give them time to get to where you are, then there's a problem. It is one of the reasons why you send your child message, your child will be grumbling, stomping their feet. This stomping their feet now, dragging their feet, grumbling. They are angry. Why? because you are always forcing them. No, it doesn't make you like it doesn't mean you are spoiling your child. No, you are just you are making parenting easy for yourself. You're making it easy for yourself. You're actually raising independent children who feel they have a right, who feel valued, who can stand up for themselves. So as a parent, you call your child if it's not an emergency, if life doesn't depend on it, if someone is not going to lose his or her life, your child should be able to tell you, okay, mommy, I'll be back. I'll be there in 5 minutes. I'm trying to do this. Let me finish this. I'll be there shortly. Your child should be able to tell you, oh, mom, I'm actually doing XYZ. Can you have someone do it? Your child should be able to tell you, oh, mommy, please, can I do it tomorrow? I have my hands full, or I'm even tired, or I'm very hungry. Your child should be able to tell you all of that. As long as you remind them that, hey, you made this promise that you are going to do it XYZ, come and do it. When you have this a little allowances in your home, it makes it easy. This flexibility, it makes it easy for your child to cooperate with you. You're not always forcing. That way you don't call your child and they are pretend to be sleeping, or they are going to hide. Yes, I've had that complaint before. When I call my child, they pretend they don't hear me. They pretend they are sleeping. They are going to hide, or they start squeezing their face and dragging their feet. It is always because you force your children. You don't make them, you force them. You don't make it easy for them to cooperate. Now remember, I said your structure be flexible, make it easy for them to cooperate, offer them choices. Yes, offer them choices. I've shared a bit of that. I've said your child, yes, you actually want to do dishes. Your child should be able to say, okay, I'll do dishes in 30 minutes, not now. Offer them choices. You want to cook, that you have children who don't like particular food. Offer them choices. Have 2 food you cook. That is it. You are not forcing them. Someone said when you force your child to eat, you are teaching them contentment. I said, hey, this is a problem. Before you say forcing your child to eat is teaching contentment, you need to first of all know if why your child doesn't like a particular food is because your child is greedy. If your child is not greedy, then how is that contentment? People say I want to teach them adaptability. That's why I'm forcing them to eat. How is forced teaching? Really? How is forced teaching? This evening we had visitors. So when they came in the morning and they stayed till evening. So I made food. I made swallow, fufu and ogbono soup. So the teenager said he doesn't eat it. So I told him, okay, before you tell me you are not eating it, go and taste it. Taste it. You don't like ogbono soup. Taste it. You know whether you like it or not. He went there, he tasted it. He said no, he still doesn't want to eat. He left it. That is how you are teaching your children adaptability. It's because they were living and they actually had they've eaten, they were not really particularly hungry. Otherwise, I would have said, okay, take one. Okay, take another one. So how does it feel? You make it easy for them to now eat. That's adaptability and not forcing. That will help you teach adaptability. Like I said make it flexible, make it easy, make your expectations reality. You want to create a structure, make it reality. Make it realistic. Make it age appropriate. Making it age appropriate is how to make it realistic. Let me give you a practical example. You want your child to love to read, right? Or no, you actually want your child to read, to love reading. That's fantastic. Then you expect your child to stay with book from morning to evening. You expect your 5 years old to read for 1 hour, to sit and read for 1 hour. You expect your 6 years old to sit in one place and read for 1 hour. And maybe the child is even a sanguine, a child that doesn't stay in one place, that is a jumping child. It's not realistic. It's not realistic at all. So you are going to get that child not loving to read, not wanting to read. You know why? It is not realistic. And it's not age appropriate. Because children at that age, whether sanguine or not, they are mostly not, their attention span is short. So you can have them read, okay, 15 minutes. They can manage to read, okay, 30 minutes. Except the children that are highly quiet, not even the phlegmatic. Children that are highly quiet, are supine. They are supine. That's one you can say, okay, they can stay for a long time because they are naturally quiet. And they just want to sit in. They don't have the energy to be moving about. Otherwise, you create a structure, okay, every day, and you read from 12 to 1 p.m. every day. Nah. your child cannot cooperate, they cannot carry that out because it is not realistic. So like I said, when you are creating your structure, make your structure easy to follow, make your structures flexible, offer choices, make your structure age appropriate, then be clear and consistent. Structure has to be clear and consistent. Your structure has to be very clear and consistent. Many times parents are giving instructions to their children, we are not clear. I remember one time a parent put on Facebook, she told her daughter to go and wash beans, and funny enough, the daughter came back in the shortest time ever, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. The daughter was already back, wash beans for cooking. And so she thought the daughter had washed the beans and put the beans on fire. Only for her to get to the kitchen, the daughter actually peeled the skin. Wash, soak the beans in water and peel the skin. And she was like, "Are you kidding me?" The truth of the matter is, you were not explicit, you were not clear. And maybe it was on a particular day when they always eat mwemwe or akara. Or maybe the parent had even mentioned that, I for eat mwemwe or akara today. Those kind of situations. We actually form the child's mindset that will encourage the child to go and peel the beans instead of wash the beans. So always make your instructions clear. You are creating your structure, they have to be clear. They have to be clear. Let me give you another example of it being clear. Being clear, or it being age appropriate. For example, you have a child, a 5 years old, a 6 years, even some 7 years and 8 years old, they don't know time. Some 9 years old, they still struggle to tell time. They can't tell the time. Then you tell your child, you are going to watch, you only have 2 hours every day to watch cartoon. It's not possible. Your child doesn't know how much time is 2 hours because they can't tell the time yet. So it's not realistic. You are not making it easy for them. Yes, it falls under making it easy for them. You are not making it easy for them. You have created your structure. Okay, 2 hours television a day. And you come to tell your child 2 hours television a day. Then you went to the market. Then you came back 4 hours later. Your child is still watching television. You are very angry. Then not only television is 2 hours a day. You are forgetting that your child cannot tell time. How do you make it easy? You tell your child, okay, you are only going to watch 5 episodes or 5 series or 5 movies. You are going to watch 3 movies. You are going to watch 1 movie. You are going to watch 5 movies. That's how to make it easy. Your child is counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you need to know the duration. If you want, okay, your child to watch a movie for 2 hours, you know that, okay, this movie is 30 minutes each. So you are going to watch 4. That's how to make it easy. So you create a structure. You create a structure. That is the 5th item thing. Then you make it a lifestyle. Oh gosh, we can't talk about this enough. How do you make it a lifestyle? What do I mean by making it a lifestyle? You model it. Your structure, you are subject to it. You submit to it too as a parent. Everyone is doing the same thing. You can't tell your child, okay, we have language rules in this house. We have language rules in this house. We don't say things indiscriminately. We are respectful, we are polite. And then you as a parent, you are saying shut up, get out, and stupid. No. You are not modeling it. So it's not a lifestyle. So it has to be a lifestyle, our family culture, our family tradition, our family lifestyle. So when you are modeling it, it's easy for your children to learn and follow. And apart from you modeling it, your spouse needs to be on the same page. You can't be modeling one thing and not modeling another thing. When you are not consistent, everybody in your environment has to be consistent. Now remember I said working with your child's school, it makes things easier. It makes it easier. Everybody has to be on the same page. You on the same page, your spouse on the same page, your children, everybody has to be on the same page. You and your spouse on the same page makes it easier for your children to cooperate, for your children to do things. One of the reasons why parents struggle a lot of time to get their children to cooperate is because their spouse, they are saying one thing, their spouse is saying another thing. So the child is confused, and everybody likes when it's easy, when it's funny, and all of that. Your child is confused. Your child naturally wants to go with the easy one. So at the end of the day, your child is not able to cooperate with you. So you want to make sure that your spouse is on the same page with you. And again, in the Visionary Parent Academy, we have a material that will help your spouse be on the same page with you. We recorded a video here the other time. You need to go and check. I think last week, Friday, yes. You need to go and check our last live. If you're not a Visionary Parent member, if you're not a Visionary Parent, please, you need to go and check our last live. You know, our last live is teaching you how to our last life is teaching you how to bring your parents on the same page with you. Excuse me, do I know you? Why are you giving me this kind of emojis? I don't get it. Are you kidding me? I don't even know you. You are giving me this kind of emojis. Anyways, if the last life is teaching you how to bring your parents to be on the same page with you, bringing your parents to the same page with you, that was our last life. So I'm sorry, not your parents, your spouse to be on the same page with you. This particular person commenting is getting me distracted, so I'll just ignore. The last life is on how to get your spouse on the same page with you, and we also have materials. We have worksheets. We have materials in the Visionary Parent Academy that you can use as a visionary parent. And you know, this our month is our month of family united. So everything we are doing this month is how to make our family united, make our family live in harmony. So you can get the material on how to get your spouse to parent with you on the same page. We have a video for it, we have an ebook for it, we have a worksheet for it. We also have materials for family united. They are also in the Telegram group. So you need to go to the Telegram group and access all the materials you need for this month. So when you and your spouse are on the same page, you are teaching the same thing, you are modeling the same thing, it becomes a lifestyle. It is easy for your child to actually want to do the same thing, exactly the same thing, cooperate, do the same thing. You know, it's like your child wakes up in the morning, he sees, oh, mommy and daddy are in the kitchen, mommy is and daddy is doing dishes, mommy is that's when you have a toddler, for example. You know, you see daddy and mommy are in the kitchen, daddy is doing dishes, mommy is sweeping the floor, daddy is cooking, mommy is flipping the eggs or something. Your toddler thinks is a normal thing. They think that you wake up and go to the kitchen and do things. That's what they believe. They will now grow up to believe that it is the way of life. I listened to someone one day, I'm not sure of the person, and the person said that not until the children got into primary school, I think grade 3, 4, the children never knew that in Nigeria, women are the ones that go to the market, or women are the ones that cook. Okay, I think women are the ones that cook. Because him as a man, he cooks. No, everybody cooks. So it's not about only women cook. They cook like, they just cook. He can just come back from work, go to the kitchen and cook. So like, he cooks like every other day. The wife doesn't cook more than him. Whoever is available cooks. Whoever is in the house does the chores. So the child was surprised when they went to school one day and the teacher was teaching that mommy cooks and all of that. The child even stood up and said, no, it's not only mommies that cook, daddies cook. Daddies cook, you know. Because for the child, it was a lifestyle. It is something he saw. So it is just, he felt it was a way of life. So it will be easy for you to say, oh, come and cook. And your child goes to cook. I remember when my son was much younger. I think it was about 4, a bit 3, if I don't remember, my older son. So one day, he said to me, Mommy, why do you call me? Why do you always call me to come and help you in the kitchen? You always call me to come and give you something. Do this in the kitchen. After all, men don't do anything. Men don't do kitchen work. I said, excuse you, who told you that? They said, my daddy doesn't do kitchen work. My daddy doesn't cook. My daddy doesn't sweep, doesn't do all of this. So why were you calling me when men don't do this? I was looking at this boy. This boy was still very small. I think he was 3 or 4. That was how, I think I have not had my last born. I wasn't even pregnant for my last born. When he said that, it was on a Saturday when he said that. That was the day I told my husband, hey, you know, we are not teaching this boy what we want him to learn. We are not teaching him what we actually want him to learn. You know, our behaviors don't align with our family values. So we need to wake up and we need to wake up. Before we wake up one day and say the devil came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Meanwhile, we're the one that opened our door wide for the devil to enter. You know, that was a wake-up call for us. So as a parent, you and your spouse need to be on the same page. Being on the same page, if you have people living with you, in your immediate environment, everyone has to speak the same language. That way, it becomes a lifestyle, and it's easy for your child to pick up and cooperate. Lastly, which is most importantly, You will build a relationship with your child. That's the seventh one. The first one I said was make a list of all the areas you and your children disagree. The second one I said is find a root cause. Identify the root cause of why you don't cooperate in the particular areas. 3, find a strong why. What is in need for them? Find a strong why. What is in need for them? Why would they cooperate? If you were them at their age, if you were them, why would you cooperate? Take your mind back to when you were much younger at their age. What would your parents have told you to have had you cooperating the way you want your children to cooperate? That's the third one. The fourth one I said create a structure. The fifth one I said, the fourth one I said have a family meeting. Involve them in decision making. The fifth one I said create a structure, a parenting structure, a family structure. The sixth one I said make it a lifestyle. And the last one I said build a relationship with your child. We cannot emphasize this enough. When you have a relationship with your child, it is easy for them to cooperate because they don't want to offend you. It is easy for you to influence them. They want to listen to you. They respect you. Build a relationship with your child. So what is going to happen on building a relationship with your child is we already have a material in the group on how to rebuild a relationship with your child. That is, if you don't already have a relationship with your child, you want to rebuild the relationship with your child. We have a material on that. However, I'm going to drop a video on Tuesday on how to build a relationship with your child, how to build a solid relationship with your child. And in that video, I am also going to share with you how you can build. I'm going to give you an ebook and a worksheet as usual for the visionary members on how to build a relationship with your child. Now, this time around, if you're a parent of toddlers, you can start practicing some of those things, the things there. Like if you're a parent of toddlers and you want to raise children who will cooperate with you, you have two major things to focus on. Two major things. One is build a relationship with your child, and two, for you to model. Have you and your spouse on the same page. You and your spouse must be on the same page. You must build a relationship with your child, and you and your spouse must be on the same page. So don't worry about building a relationship with your child. On Tuesday, come back here by 10 a.m. You will get a video, a recorded video on a master class on how to build a solid relationship with your child. Thank you so much. I hope you've got value. I hope you've enjoyed doing this as much as I have enjoyed doing this. I do appreciate you for coming in here. If you are not a visionary member, or if you are seeing me for the first time, please do well to subscribe, like, and share. We have amazing resources. And if you have a comment, please do well to ask your questions and drop a comment so that you can get your questions answered and your struggles. You can get solutions to your parenting struggles. And if you want to join us in the Visionary Parents Academy, please do well to send a message, drop a message in the comment section asking how you can join the academy. I tell you, the academy is a blessing. It's somewhere you need to join. It's somewhere you need to be. The academy is a blessing. It's somewhere you need to be. I can't talk about it anymore. For what we do there, what we do there, we do amazing things. So thank you so much. I'm the lead coach at the Visionary Parent Academy. My name is Enine Orebo. Thank you for joining me today. See you next time. Bye-bye.